What is up, you guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an affordable makeup look for everybody. Thank you for tuning in and I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to start off with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade 430. So as you can see, this is pretty much my perfect shade. I love this foundation because it looks like your skin, but it's also going to give you that coverage. As you can see, it's covering the redness on my face. And I'm just buffing this in all over with a Morphe M439 brush. Alright, now I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. As you can see, these concealers are very loved. I'm going in with the shade 15 and 20. 15 is more of a pink undertone. It's a little bit too bright for me. And then 20 is more of a yellowish undertone, so it's going to help cancel those purple blue tones underneath our eyes. And it's going to also darken up the other concealer that we put on. I know, I look crazy. I'm laughing at myself here. So after I apply this in a triangle underneath my eyes, I'm going to use it on my eyelids to prime for eyeshadow as well, and do not forget the inner corner. I'm going to blend it out with a damp Real Technique sponge. Alright, now that our concealer underneath our eyes is blended out beautifully, we're going to highlight the rest of our face. So I'm going to apply this shade 15 concealer on the bridge of my nose, forehead, cupid's bow, and the middle of my chin. So we're highlighting these areas because we want to bring them forward. We want to create more dimension to our face when we add the contour. And also, we don't want it to look like we just have really bright under eyes. It's all about balance. Again, you can see I'm just blending that out with a damp Real Technique sponge. Next, I'm going to go in with the RCMA No Color Powder. So this is a translucent powder. You can use any powder you like. You could use a pressed powder if you want. I'm going in with the damp Real Technique sponge, putting some product on there, dabbing it off on the back of my hand because I do not want too much powder underneath my eyes. Otherwise, we're going to look cakey. As you can see, I'm just setting this. I am not baking. So I'm just lightly dabbing that underneath my eyes, on my eyelids, in the inner corners, just to set everything to ensure that it is going to last all day long. Now I'm going to wipe away any excess powder so that we do not crease. Next, I'm going to go in with the City Bronzer from Maybelline. This is in the shade 200, and I'm going to be using an Eco Tools brush. And I'm going to put this in the hollows of my cheeks. And you want to imagine that there's a line from the top of your ear to the corner of your mouth. This is where you contour, but you want to stop and go no further inwards than the outer part of your iris, if that makes any sense. So as you can see, I'm going from the top of the ear, imaginary line, down to this corner of my mouth, but stopping at the outer part of my iris. I'm also going to be putting this on my forehead, connecting those two, and then on my jawline and neck as well. This is just going to ensure that everything blends together and matches. It looks a little bit crazy right now, but I promise I blend it out further later. Now we are going back in with that translucent powder on the same Real Technique sponge that is still damp, and we are going to carve out that contour a little bit more. So think of this as a little bit of an eraser. If you go a little too low, or if you make a mistake, a little bit of translucent powder on a damp sponge will clean that right up. Now I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. This highlighter is super intense. I'm applying it with a Morphe M50 brush. Now the reason I'm applying this before I apply the blush is because it's going to kind of mimic like a glow from within instead of your highlighter sitting on top of your blush. Because it is so intense, the blush is going to kind of diffuse it and make it all look a little bit more natural. So I'm applying this on my cheekbones, brow bone, center of my nose, cupid's bow, my chin, and a little bit on my forehead, same places that we applied that concealer before. Now I'm going in with the Milani blush. This is in the shade Blossom Time Rose. Now I did not realize when I got this blush that it was very shimmery. I'm just using the same Eco Tools brush to apply it, but if you wanted to skip the highlighter and just use this blush, that would totally work because it does have a lot of shimmer in it. Now I'm just going to take some of the product off of that Eco Tools brush and blend everything together. That powder that we put on underneath our contour, our bronzer, our blush, our highlighter, just blend it out, girl. Now I'm going to be using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Chocolate. So disclaimer, this is not the right color for me, but we're gonna make it work today, okay? So I am starting on the bottom of my brow and just creating a line from the halfway point just before the arch and extending the tail of my brow. From there, I'm going to move on to the top and further define the arch, still going from halfway outwards on my brow. We don't want to put too much product in the inner part of your brow just because that's when it starts to look unnatural and boxy. Now I'm just blending it out, applying product, blending it out, just filling in any sparse areas, and then once I am happy with that, I slowly feather my way into the inner corner. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that concealer on a concealer brush and I'm just going to further define underneath the brow just to clean it up a little bit. Now I'm going in with the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette and I'm going to take that light brown shade there and I'm going to apply it with a Morphe MB23 brush. This is just a fluffy dome brush, and as you can see, I am placing the brush on the outer corner, wiggling it about halfway. That's where the most product is going to go, where you put the brush down, and then I'm blending into the inner corner when there's less product on the brush. So this is just going to define our crease. We're going to put it in the crease and then start to blend upwards when there's less product on the brush. I'm just going to repeat this process until it is dark enough for my liking. Dark brown in the bottom here, and we are using a Morphe M441 brush. These are my favorite eyeshadow brushes. So I'm just dabbing the very tip of the brush in the product, as you can see, and repeating that same step, except I'm moving it even lower. So the darker you get with the colors, the lower you want to go in your crease. And I'm creating a little bit of a V shape in the outer corner there. Going back in with that first brush and blending it out. Now I am going in with a smaller flat brush here. Sorry, this one does not have a number on it. It is a Morphe brush, but I'm going in with that deep dark brown color, and I'm creating that V in the outer corner. It's just going to give us further definition. So as you can see, I'm packing the product on with this brush and then blending a little bit. Then I'm going to go back in with that first brush that we used and blend it all out again. Alright, now going in with this bronze shimmer color, I'm going to place this all over the lid area. And this one ended up being a little bit darker than what I wanted, so I'm going to go in with this light golden shade, one of the first shades up the top here, and I'm going to apply this in the inner corner and then lightly apply it to the lid as well. Just blend everything together, and as you can see here, I'm deepening up the outer corner a little bit, just blending everything out to make sure that it is seamless. Now I'm going to repeat the same process pretty much on the lower lash line. I'm going to take a small dome brush. Sorry, this one doesn't have a number on it either. It has rubbed off, but I'm just applying that light shade on the lower lash line, and the deeper I get, the closer to the outer corner that I stay. I'm just using a couple colors there, blending it out, and now I'm going to take the bronzer on that fluffy eyeshadow brush that we used. I'm going to contour my nose just a tiny little bit just to create some more definition. So this is just a little tip or hack for you girls trying to save some money. Use your mascara on an angled brush as an eyeliner. So I'm going to take this on an angled brush, just do a very simple, nothing special, line across the lashes, and this is just going to help the false lashes that we apply on top blend a whole lot better. Using the Ardell Faux Mink Wispies in the demi wispy style. So I'm going to measure them first. As you can see, they're a little bit long and they drag the outer corner of my eye downward, and I don't want that. So I'm going to cut a little bit off of the outer corner. I don't know if you can see this. So now I'm going to be using the Duo latex free glue. This stuff is like super glue for your eyelashes. I am telling you, you need it. It is so easy to apply. It just brushes right on. And I'm going to let it dry for about 30 to 60 seconds before I apply it on my eye. Alright, so now that the lash is ready, I'm taking my tweezers, and you're going to hold the mirror directly underneath your eye. You're going to look down and you're going to come above with your eyelash. This is the easiest way to apply your lashes. You can see everything so much better. Trust me on this, you need to try it. So I'm going to apply the middle of the lash first, going to the outer corner and then the inner corner. Now don't worry, this glue does dry clear. You will not be able to see it. So now I'm going in with the tweezers and just stamping them together so that the false lashes and my natural lashes blend together and there is no gap in between. So I'm letting it dry a little bit more and doing that same thing, just making sure the corners are stuck down. pinching it together, and my tweezers got stuck. So the glue is still a little bit tacky. I should have waited longer, but that is that. Now another little extra tip here is I'm going to go back in with my eyelash curler and just really secure those together. I'm going to very lightly pinch these together just a little bit. I'm going to do at the base of the lashes, the middle of the lashes, and the tip. This is just going to ensure that your natural lashes and the false lashes blend seamlessly. Next, I'm going to go in with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Tootsie. And I'm just going to line the entire lip with this. You want to put eyeliner. You want to put lip liner on your full lip. That way when your lipstick does wear off, you still have that color underneath. So I'm not overlining or anything crazy, just filling in my lips. Then I'm going in with the ColourPop liquid lipstick in the shade Chi. This is a really beautiful nude color. So this one goes on wet, but it will dry down and it will not transfer. I love these lipsticks for special occasions because you are sure to have your lipstick last all night. Alright, and because I am extra and I don't really like anything matte, I'm going to apply a lip gloss on top of this. And that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more, and if you don't, that's cool too. Okay, bye.